Now, let's talk about Ghana football. And hooliganism in Ghana football, many say, is a canker that has found its way into the fabric of the country's domestic competitions. In 2021 alone, there are about 17 reported cases of hooliganism in the Premier and Division 1 leagues. This menace has been with us since time immemorial. But how do we end it? What have we not done right, and what must change? Joining me via Zoom to discuss this is FIFA and CAF Safety and Security Officer and a FIFA Integrity Officer, Captain Nick Owusu. Captain, a pleasure to have you this morning.
Yeah, thank you so much, my brother. I hope everybody's doing well.
Yeah, thanks very much. Briefly tell us, what have we not gotten right in terms of our fight to have Ghana Premier League and Division 1 League centers to be safe grounds for football fans, football players, and referees?
Okay, thank you very much once again. We must understand that to achieve an effective security system is a balance between infrastructure and personnel. And as we sit right now, the situation we find ourselves is not very, very pleasant. You've reiterated the number of times that a lot of these protocols have been breached and people's lives have been risked.
Yeah.
So the problems, as I see, is a massive infrastructure deficit, and with this, what we have is not adequate. What can we do about it? So the question is, who is inspecting these facilities and giving approvals for them? And then do we have a regime where we do continuous reassessment to be able to see that the structural integrity of these facilities are up to scratch? Because if you look at even the last video you played, people had access to the pitch.
Yeah.
So if the inner perimeter fencing was actually serving its purpose, people shouldn't have access to the pitch to be able to even chase down the referee the way that it was happening. So we also need to have personnel who are trained.
Okay.
What we do with FIFA and CAF when you are appointed for matches is that we have one person who is trained in providing safety and security in the football environment. And this person goes into an operational area and works with the local security framework to be able to deliver the match.
Okay.
And we need to use the same approach here. I would suggest that the FA trains and appoints regional safety and security officers who will be trained and will be responsible for these matches.
Okay.
We could also implement a strict club licensing regime and to ensure that the structural integrity of our stadiums are up to scratch, and then continuous reassessment because you might go to a venue to inspect the stadium before we start the league.
Okay.
The inner perimeter fencing is intact. Okay. All the safety elements are okay. And then as we go along the league, then some breaches are implemented, and therefore is able to give access to some of these things to happen.
Okay, so
then
Nick,
we also have to...
Okay, Nick, just a quick one. You talked about CAF and the FIFA examples. Recently, we had a conversation with the GFA president who said that when some of these hooligans find their way into match centers and perpetrate their acts, the police should act. And at this point, many say that the GFA is relying on their commitment to fight these hooligans and ensure that the Ghana football venues are safe for football fans. If you were to advise the Ghana Football Association, what would change in terms of their approach to some of these things?
Yes, you see, the way football security is delivered is nowhere in the training manuals of the Ghana Police Service. So you cannot and you should not rely solely on the Ghana Police Service, as it were even all other state security agencies, to be able to deliver that. there should be someone who is trained in working with these state agencies to ensure that these deliverables are achieved. So that is why I am highly recommending that the GFA trains and appoints regional safety and security officers. So when a match is flagged in your region, you are mandated to work with the security agencies and deliver the match operationally, because the operational competencies of the personnel who are assigned to these duties in terms of running football security is not as it should be, and you cannot blame them because it's not part of their day-to-day training. Is not part of their day-to-day activities.
Okay, so Nick, my final question just before I let it go: what sort of advice will you give to the FA in terms of these hooligans who come to the stadium to perpetrate these acts? How do we fight them? How should the FA handle these things? People say the continual banning of venues is not the solution. What then is the solution?
Strict licensing regime and its implementation is one. Training and appointing regional safety and security officers is one. Acting on intelligence when we receive it and doing the good risk assessment, because before this match in Brong-Ahafo, there were a lot of pointers that were indicating that the match was going to go through something like this.
Yeah.
So in the continental level, when the risk assessment points that the match is risky, sometimes the match is played on another venue because it is the FA's responsibility. If you feel that lives are going to be at risk, you have all the right to make a decision that this match cannot take place at where it's supposed to take place. And therefore, we are moving this match for safety reasons to this venue. And I think that if we can implement this, we should, obviously, what the model we are running is not working. So if we can implement this, I am very, very confident that we will be able to get it right. Okay,
thanks very much. We'll continue to have this conversation because this hooliganism thing continues to run in Ghana football, and it's been on for so many seasons now. Just like I mentioned, just this year alone, we've had about 17 reported cases of hooliganism in Ghana football, and a solution must be found sooner than later.